FM Sport.
Chatting to me. Pieter, your last warm-up game before the SA Cup, Griffons coming to Welkom, it's always going to be a tough one. Scoreboard doesn't really matter, but was convincing in the end. But the process, are you happy with things? Because it looked like at times you were in control and at times the control wasn't quite there.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of positives, and as you say, it's not about the result today. It's all about the performance and the stuff we've worked on during pre-season to see how we can manage that in the game. I thought there was lapses of concentration where we'd concede two tries in about 2-3 minutes, and then we've got control for about 20 minutes in the game, and then we've got 2 or 3 minutes that we concede another 3 penalties in that period, and we put ourselves under pressure. So I think there's a lot of learning to do. I think we're very good in attack. I think what we're creating in attack is very good. I think our defensive structures is in place. Our set piece needs work. I'm not happy with where our scrum is. I'm not happy with where our maul defence is. We conceded a lot of maul penalties, a maul try today. 2 maul tries last week against the Leopards. So that's a big work on for us. I think part of that is we didn't have a lot of our forwards. A lot of forwards back away on loan, and a few injured players in a guy like Pieter Bergh and Malembe Upofu. That's 2 locks, which makes stuff like live scrumming sometimes difficult, and to have proper maul defence sessions. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks we can really spend a lot of time on that and make sure we're ready for week 1 of the SA Cup.
You guys are the runners-up from last season. You are the Currie Cup champions, and what I saw today, there looks something slightly different to the game. I think I've kind of got my finger on it, but it's one of those things where I think you probably need another couple of weeks in the pre-season to get that fine-tune. But how important is it for a team that's pretty much achieved almost everything last season to keep evolving as the game evolves and, keep setting the trends and the pace?
Yeah, look, firstly, I think we aren't yet where we wanted to be, but I think today was a big step forward for us. Last week we played a totally different team than a run-on team than we played this week. I think we'll settle now on a team in the next few weeks and spend time in training, working with that team towards especially the first 2 weeks of the competition. But yeah, we're always trying to evolve. There's things we wanted to change in our game. There's things we wanted to work on today, especially not so much tactically based on what the Griffons is doing, but the stuff we want to look at going into the season and be better in attack, and then with our kicking game and our defence and the way we maul. We're always looking to evolve and always looking to improve. I think if we think what we did last year is going to be good enough again this year, I think we're wrong. We always have to look at improving and not be scared of making changes and innovate. So I think we're on the right track. It's just now continuity in selection. We'll probably select a team now on Monday and train with that team for 3 weeks. So I think then we'll have a lot of hopefully continuity in going into the SA Cup.
And if one looks at the team that you guys carried throughout the season last year, the guys look like they pulled their weight. Obviously, Akebo's not here, Dylan's not here, but you got a soccer coming back into the mix and really putting pressure on a couple of positions and a couple of the new faces as well. Also look like they're going to keep a couple of the more established players on their toes a bit.
Yeah, and that's what this team's about. It's competition for places. I think that was one of our strengths last year, was when we made changes, when a guy wasn't performing and we could take him off early. Could make changes in the first half or early in the second half. We're not weakening our team, and that's where we want to be. That's depth for me. If you make changes, you're not weakening your side, and sometimes you're even strengthening your side because there's guys on the bench who might as well just be starters for us. So look, if you look at the players, we've got a lot of players who started in that Currie Cup final injured currently. Derek Pretorius, Janko Ace, Wellendaba, Gershwin is not with us, Dylan Mars not with us, Kebo is injured. So I think there's about 6 players now who hopefully we're getting back soon. Eddie Davids is not with us. So there's about 7 players I think that I mentioned now that's currently not with us. Marco de Wit must still come back. So we'll get better as the season goes on. We'll get better, but we need a good start in the SA Cup, and hopefully we can get a good start and build confidence, and then it's so much easier for guys coming back to slot into a winning team.
And just finally, Albert was the captain for this game. Is this the player you may be looking to carry on that forward, or is that Kebo's job when he does come back? And Marco de Wit was also in the mix last year, or is that something you still want to settle on?
Yeah, we've got quite a big leadership group. Kebo's injured, so he'll miss a few months of the SA Cup at least. We're waiting for news on the extent of his injury, but we've got a big leadership group, and currently Janko Eis, Derek Pretorius, Zweli, they're all in the leadership group, and they're all injured. So we're looking at our leadership group. We'll probably announce our captain in the next week or two. But Albert was the captain every time Kebo went off the field in the Currie Cup, so he's obviously one of the main guys in our leadership group. But yeah, we've got if everybody's fit and available, we'll make a decision.